watching Breakfast Television 740. Brad Lamb is here. He is the president of Brad J. Lamb Realty and Lamb Development Corporation. And we were just chatting about condos on the beach because that's where I live. And I said, you know what makes me so mad? That these condos are being built and there's not enough parking spots. But you came up with something. What did you tell me?
Well, the reason why not every building has one parking spot for every unit is that there isn't a demand for it. But beyond that, the biggest issue is that we can't continue to fill the city with cars, and we can't continue to grow the city out for economic reasons and for environmental reasons. We need to squeeze the city and make the city smaller and higher. More
people are bike riding, taking cabs.
Yeah. It's just going to be a less convenient world. That's the way cities will go. It's a necessity. Unfortunately, it's the way it is. More public transit's necessary. Are people buying condos? People are buying condos, yes they are.
And how do we know people are buying condos?
Well, I think the first sign is that the MLS resale market's incredibly strong. It continues to be very strong, where the average time to sell is less than 30 days for condos or houses. But the bigger sign is the cranes and all the buildings that are getting built. And in order to finance a building and start construction, it has to be 75% sold.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Here in Toronto, yes, because Toronto is growing and growing. In New York, no. It doesn't have to be 75% sold because you know that it's going to sell anyway.
Well, that was always the feeling, of course, until 2007, 2008, when buildings stopped selling and there became a big real estate problem in the United States. But mostly in American cities, banks will finance the construction of a building without any sales.
Let's talk about why so many people are buying condos. They're waiting to have children a little bit later in life.
Well, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, one of the things that I don't think people that live in Toronto understand is this is one of the fastest growing cities in North America. In fact, it may be, Miami was a very fast growing city prior to the recession. It may be now the fastest growing city in North America. And everyone who moves to the city needs a place to live. So if we're not building any more apartment buildings, and we're not, if you look around the city, the cranes aren't for apartment buildings, they're for condominium buildings. So condominiums are filling a need demographically for people that are getting together later in life, so they're single longer, and it's filling a need for apartment rentals. Those two things are in big demand.
And we're multicultural. A lot of people coming to Toronto and they need a place to live, and they're buying condos.
A lot of people coming from different places that don't have a typical North American fear or stereotypical fear of condominium living. Most people that were born and raised in Canada for generations would rather live in a house with a backyard. People that come from other places of high density are very comfortable living in apartments.
You know, I know couples that have moved out from the suburbs. Their kids are grown up, they've moved out, and they come downtown into the city and they buy a condo downtown.
Sure.
Get a little bit of nightlife.
Absolutely, yeah. That happens a lot. A lot of people do that and they keep a pied-à-terre. So they may have a nice, if they're wealthy, have a nice house outside. And when they come downtown to have fun, or go on a date, let's say, they stay in their pied-à-terre.
What about buying a condo for an investment? You don't want to live there, you already have a house, and you're thinking, I want to buy a condo and I want it for an investment, I want to rent it.
Well, think of this. You know, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you could buy a fourplex or a fiveplex if you had the money and you wanted to invest in real estate. And we've not been building fourplexes or fiveplexes for 40 years. So there aren't any fourplexes or fiveplexes to easily buy. And apartment buildings are in the hands of large REITs and pension funds. So for the small investor, there's only one avenue to buy real estate these days, and that's a condo to rent out.
Let's talk about the quality of the condos, because they're just going up so darn fast.
Well, they're really not. I'll tell you.
Feels like it.
I have 13 different buildings I'm building across Canada right now, and I wish they were built faster. The process is 5 years, believe it or not. From the time that you buy the land and you rezone it, and you get enough sales to start, and you're able to get bank financing, and you build it, it always takes longer than you think as a developer. And it takes about 2 to 2.5 years from starting to dig a hole to complete it. And the systems and the people that we have working in Toronto are the best in the world. In fact, a lot of the people from Toronto are taken, Dubai they used to mine Toronto's talent to build Dubai because we have such great people. Our buildings are among the best buildings in the world.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Brad Lamb. For more information, go to torontocondos.com, or you can follow Brad Lamb on Twitter at Brad J. Lamb. And of course, we are going to have all your information on breakfasttelevision.ca. Nice to meet you. First time on the show. We're heading into you, Kev.
Thank you very much. 7:45.